If you follow the channel very closely, you'll have seen this, because I just got doing the video on that. I liked what I felt in the flight, but I couldn't stand the FPV view. That's not for me. So we have this one here. This is the Martian 4, which I believe is a clone, a copy inspired by the NickburnsRC Alien. I'm not certain if Impulse ever made a smaller size of their Alien or not. I didn't see one on their website, so I'm guessing not. So I don't know what you call something when it's been reduced, so to speak. But let's get all the parts out and take a little look. So here's what we have. We've got some purple standoffs. Looks like we've got 6 in the bag, so that's the number that we needed. We've got the screws to put those on. This, I believe, is for our flight stack. Wouldn't get you very far, but it's there. These are our camera mounting plates. These are some foam pads. I believe you put these on the center of the body, top and bottom. I will probably cut them here and put them on the arms. Then we have this plate that goes on the bottom of your battery. I don't know why they've included that plate other than if you wanted to bottom mount it, but my thoughts are going to be to top mount this. I want to try it out top mounted unless the stack's real tall, but I think I'm going to do top mounting, but they do include that just in case. And then of course we have our top plate, which I kind of already showed you. Has a little notch here to where you can either run your battery lead or your FPV antenna out the back, and you can see where the rear end is more narrow than the front. And we have our frame. Now the thing I noticed about the frame before I started rolling is there is a fair bit of flex. It's not crazy, it's not real easy, but it looks like they've run the carbon in a way that we don't necessarily want it. So that might turn you off right away. But let's build it up, let's get a weight on it, we'll take some measurements. Here we are all assembled, and I already put the one spare screw for the standoffs. You do get one though, it's right in there. I didn't put the foam pads on or the bottom plate, but let's get a weight. Looks like 38.5 grams. With that battery plate, it's 42, almost 43. With all the foam and included paperback, almost 44. And with the battery pad, it's 46.2. Bottom plate is almost 3 millimeters. Top plate only 1.5. Distance inside is 25 millimeters. Looks like motor to motor is 140 millimeters. Unfortunately, this is going to be the max camera angle with these stock camera mounting plates. You can see right down here, I'm hitting the front post. So next we need to investigate some alternates. So as you can see with the alternates, we can get a lot more camera angle, and these were just some I printed on my 3D printer. These you might see off to the side, they just don't quite get us deep enough. They're kind of a wishbone style. You bend them here and then you attach them to your camera and or the post and then you slide them on. But they get us to about here, and when you're this close to the standoffs, again, this little bit right out here tends to hit the post. Of course, you can shave a fair bit of this off because the screw that mounts here doesn't go all that deep, and I've done that before myself, but my preference would be to avoid it if I can. You can see the camera is still well protected. We could probably even go with a bit more camera angle. So this is probably where Maddie Stunts flies. Is that about 60 degrees? That might be closer to 75. But the nice thing about these is we do have the knurlings on the standoffs, so these will slide up and down so you can make adjustments. See, I can barely move them with my fingers here. It's easier to move them one at a time, and especially when you're pushing them down on your desk. But we can get plenty of camera angle with these alternates, and that's a good thing because with the XF3, this one, because the height here was so minimal that I didn't have much option. I had to actually just angle it here because I couldn't get any minor increments. I couldn't get another 5 degrees down. I had to go here because you can see on the board it hits on the bottom, and that's because our height just isn't enough to move the camera around much. But we don't have that problem here. We've got some space so we can get different angles on our camera. That's not the only thing, but I think it's something that you need to be aware of. If you fly at the other camera angle, that might work just fine. I just want to make sure everybody's aware. Unfortunately, if you don't have a 3D printer, you'll need to find either somebody with one, or you'd have to order one from like Brain 3D, or I think you can also order off of Thingiverse. I haven't had much luck with that though, because I think I ordered some way back a year ago and I never got them, and then they said they sent another shipment and I never got those, so I don't know what was happening to those things. But there are various places. If you're close to a university, you might be able to find a student that has a 3D printer, or just look in the classifieds. There's plenty of people on Facebook that will probably print you something and send it to you for cheap. I tend to not do that just because my prints aren't perfect. You see I got a little stringy right here, and sometimes people wouldn't want to pay for that. But anywho, these are free files you can get off of Thingiverse. You can also get these off of Thingiverse as well, and you can get these printed, and that will work out better than the plates here. The only downside of not using these plates is that we don't have that support. Well, it goes like this. This would technically support the top plate a little bit. We don't have any slots for the battery. It's strapped to go through, but I think it'll be fine. I do wish in some ways it had replaceable arms, mainly because this carbon doesn't seem to be the right way. But if you'd like to see me build this up and fly it, leave a comment down below. There'll be a link to this if you want to check out the price. I think the price is currently 17 and a half bucks, something like that. And then you can always use that coupon. What is it? TOYHO, TOYHO, and you can apply that for, I think it's 7% off. It used to be Toys Ho, at least I thought it used to be Toys Ho. And one day I tried that when I was buying something and it didn't work. Did some poking around the internet, find out it was now Toy Ho. There might be other coupon codes. I'll see if I can find one. I'll link those down below. And this is just not for this frame. You might be able to use those coupons on other things. I thought I saw the other day there was a coupon code for all quadcopters. I don't know if that's the toy ones or parts like this or not. But there'll be a link down below. And if you want to see this fly, again, leave a comment down below or a thumbs up on the video, whatever the case may be. I know many of you are going to say, just, yeah, build it up and rip it. But, I mean, if you're truly interested, let me know. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, please leave those in the section down below. I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching.